everybody, Ryan here, coming at you with my introduction episode to my Road to Godzilla series. And this series is basically something I'm going to do maybe once a month, once every couple weeks, who knows. And it's just going to be kind of just a series of videos that it's going to last until the release of 2014's Godzilla, which comes out early next year. I forgot exactly which date. I had notes written for this video, but I'm actually not going to talk about the new film in this video. I'm going to do that in the next video, so that's when I'll have the release date and all that stuff. But I'm going to be reviewing, mostly be reviewing Godzilla films up until that release date, and the final video of the series is actually going to be the review of Godzilla 2014, which I'm very excited for. But this video is just kind of an introduction and my Godzilla story, I guess you could say, where my love of Godzilla started from and where I'm at now. Well, growing up as a kid, the Sci-Fi Channel used to have a lot of Godzilla films playing constantly. I remember there would always be a Godzilla film on. They would have random marathons and stuff, and of course there were always the dubbed versions, which I never had a problem with when I was a kid, and they were really fun. They were really fun to watch. I didn't understand some of the stuff that was going on, but I always loved it whenever, Godzilla or any of the other monsters came and just wreaked havoc upon this town and, the cities and the action and the awesome everything about the cheesiness of these stories and just everything about it was just pure awesome. And I loved it. And that's a testament to the reason why Godzilla has lasted and has stayed in pop culture all these years, is because of the entertainment factor and just so many other things. And it really started because of a pretty dark situation, which is an allegory for the atomic bomb and everything being dropped at the end of World War II on Japan, the atomic bombs and everything like around that time period, nuclear testing and all this stuff. And that's where Godzilla was kind of, birthed from, was all that stuff going on. And, that's where it all started. But over time it developed more into an entertainment thing rather than, just the serious subject. When the first movie was serious, but it didn't really it wasn't just about that, but you could tell that that's what the Japanese were kind of gearing at with the story and pushing that and saying, Godzilla is actually a product of nuclear weapons and all this kind of stuff. And so it was a really serious story and allegory and all that stuff being used at the beginning. And it's just lasted all these years, and it's just, people can say all they want that Godzilla is stupid, cheesy, or whatever, but it's lasted so long and it's still as entertaining as it ever was. So my Godzilla story is growing up as a kid, and I used to always watch him on TV. And I just had fun. Me and my friends would watch him, and they were just, a backbone of different things that I watched growing up. I used to always watch those UFO shows that were on Sci-Fi Channel a lot back in the day before sci-fi is what it is now. And it was really a staple of my pop culture and part of my childhood where I read comics and all that stuff. I read some Godzilla comics back then, and had some action figures, and I just loved Godzilla. And then it just kind of faded away for a while, up until I would say 2008. Probably around 2008. I was at the library and I rented the original Godzilla, and it was the original Japanese version, not the one with Raymond Burr, not the Americanized version, but it was actually this version, the original Japanese masterpiece, and it was released in 1954. And I watched it and I was completely blown away. And I was this was the time that I was just getting introduced into Kurosawa films and all the Japanese cinematic greats. And Japanese cinema is just so amazing. And so I wanted to get back into something that I loved in Japanese cinema and maybe have a new appreciation for it. And so I started out and I watched Godzilla. I rented it from the library, and I watched it probably 5 times that whole week that I had it. And to be honest with you, I watched it and I watched it a million times, but then I just turned it back in and didn't really watch any other Godzilla films for a couple years. It was about another year, and I remember it was I think Christmas before I got married. I got married in 2010, so I think it was the Christmas before, so it was Christmas 2009. I saw the Godzilla, like this little, remastered Godzilla collection on Amazon being sold. This one right here, and it's a pretty awesome set, Toho Master Collection, and I asked for it for Christmas, and my dad got it for me, and it included so many awesome Godzilla films. And so I started getting into them again. And so I watched all these films, and I was just like obsessed with the whole Godzilla culture again, and it was just amazing. And so I've watched all these like a million times since I've got this set, and I've also continued to rent a whole bunch from the library, the ones that I haven't been able to buy. And my birthday's this week. I plan on using some birthday money to buy some more Godzilla films, so I want to actually own the entire collection. But so I got that, and I forgot to mention I did see the 1998 Godzilla back when it came out. I was really excited for that because it was by the creators of Independence Day, and as a kid I thought it was a really cool movie. But it definitely did not feel like a Godzilla movie. Like I didn't leave the theater going, man, that's a Godzilla movie. That is how it should be. I left thinking that was just a pure remake, Americanized version, and I didn't think anything else of it. I just thought it was a cool experience. Watched it a few years later down the road. I was really bored by it and almost kind of embarrassed that I actually used to like it a lot. And this was before I really got serious about these type of films again. So it wasn't like I was going at it from like a cinephile's perspective and like trying to be a like almighty critic about this film. But I just I was just kind of bored by it, and it didn't have that same feel and touch that Godzilla had, and that awesomeness to the character. And it just didn't feel like a Godzilla film. And I appreciate the film more if I don't think it as a Godzilla film. If I think of it as just a cheesy monster movie, then then it's a cool movie. But I can't really watch it because to me it is kind of boring. It's just a really boring movie to me now, which is really sad because I really liked it when I was a kid, and I don't know why it just got so boring. But maybe anybody else, maybe you guys have that same story. But I don't own that film. Maybe one day I'll buy it, if it's cheap enough. But I'm really excited for the new one. So what I'm doing is I'm doing this series because I want to, I know some people that aren't really into Godzilla films, and I want to start this series and maybe have it last for a long time just so they can maybe get into Godzilla films. And that's my goal. That's my main goal for this series, is not only to get people excited about these old, awesome, classic Godzilla films, and maybe even branch out into Japanese cinema and the Godzilla films in general, but also to get excited for this new Godzilla film that's coming out, because if that film does good enough, the director and the people behind it have such great ideas for sequels that I just want it to happen. And so I kind of have all these goals for this series and why I'm doing it. So that's my Godzilla story and how I got into Godzilla and how I'm still into Godzilla. And I wanted to kind of give that introduction before I went into the actual reviews of different films, because I want you guys to know where I'm coming from and how long I've enjoyed Godzilla and where my passion has been with Godzilla. And the movie hasn't come out yet. Doesn't come out until next year. I hope it's great. I hope it's a return to the feel of like the originals, and that's okay if they take more of a serious, realistic route to it. But hopefully some of the coolness of the original series is still there. It doesn't just turn into a complete serious affair, because Godzilla is not something that can actually be realistic, I guess you could say. So in order to like, I don't mind if it goes like, the Batman Begins, the Dark Knight trilogy style of realistic stuff, because, Batman and all that stuff is still slightly, comic, comic book style and stuff. So it's not completely realistic, but it has enough of it to give it, a good flavor to it. And I hope that's what they do, but I also hope they still have the original Godzilla series, that love or that feeling that they have. So, and if they don't, it's still great. I'll be excited for it. But either way, I'm excited for it. Like I've said a million times, I feel like I'm just rambling in this video. But yeah. Anyways, the next episode, I'm going to be talking about the production of the new film, and I'm also going to be reviewing and talking about the 1954 original masterpiece. And so, get ready for that, guys. Alright, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Remember, there's 3 ways of doing things: the right way, the wrong way, and the Godzilla way.